So I'm saying that, but getting back to the point now, see, firstborn black Messiah, who the father taught the first one, he lived in the building next to me, his family. They lived in 67 East 128th Street. I lived in 71. So, although Messiah was several years older than me, we never hung out or anything because of our age difference.
You said several years older, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, at that time it was strict that, you stayed more or less hung out with your age group. So, we never hung out, but, we always spoke. And when I heard that he was somebody that had knowledge and knew things, I know I would see him come and go. We just had papers with him coming across. It was like...
So you know him as Matthew before he became Kareem.
I knew him... I knew him as Kareem, I believe. I think I did know him as Kareem. Or either firstborn, I'm not sure. I didn't know him as Matthew. But now that you mentioned it, I think I did refer, maybe his sister might have called him that one day, or somebody's friend might have mentioned that, or called him that. Now, I might have been on the stoop at that time and heard it, but it didn't register nothing. Because back then, a lot of people, like they had righteous names and or other righteous names, the African names, etc., etc. The community at large took it as like nicknames. So a lot of times when you would hear somebody call somebody something, it didn't really register in terms of knowledge and elevation. Because oftentimes, because at that time, I'm talking about, if you call somebody black, those was almost like fighting words to a lot of people. See, so that's the level and degree of lack of knowledge and ignorance that we all lived at that time, until knowledge came upon us. And so after I started getting knowledge, I want to tell you, I was living in the Bronx then. Now,
you was originally from
I'm from Mecca, 128th Street, but I'm from a very big family. See, my father lived in the Bronx. When I say I'm from a big family, I'm like fifth generation. I was raised by my great-grandparents, who was born in the 18 such and such. I have the information right here. You see, I was born in the house with my parents or grandparents were slaves. You see, and so I grew up very strict household. Although I was running down the street and I would look forward to getting a beating every day too. You see, I don't know if you ever heard of the book "Man, Child, and the Promised Land" by Floyd Brown.
Yes.
Well, he used to come in the community because I used to hang out and work at the church.
Author of this book.
Huh?
The author of this book will come in the community.
No, he himself, Floyd Brown. Well, he's from 140-something, 142nd, 143rd Street up there. But the church he went to and described in his book, and the preacher that motivated him to writing the autobiography was Reverend James, who lived a block and a half from me, whose church I worked at as well as hung out at time I was getting knowledge as well during that time. And he was the same preacher that came to me with the newspaper the day after it was taken when we took the airplane ride with father. He said, "Hey, look." That's how I knew it was in the New York Times magazine. Newspaper. The picture. But that's the Sunday edition at the New York Times. That time is the one that went around the world. Whereas the regular New York Times newspapers was just dailies. And that's how my first information of getting it. But like I said, Floyd Brown, Man, Child, and the Promised Land, I met him and his family at that church. I just see a lot of people come through. As a young kid, I grew up around and was meeting a lot of so-called celebrity people around that was black people, because what my family they was out and about meeting people through their histories and etc. And I guess it carried on with me as well.
If Mega did this.